I'm late. Y'all have to understand, motherhood is a lot. It's a lot of work, okay? I was going to repress my hair and I was like, darling, Gwen, are you serious right now? Like, this is enough. It's time to go. It's time to start. Time to get started on this live. So, I have a topic prepared, but I'm sorry, I'm here at this time, but we gonna just jump right into it. I'm not gonna waste no more of your time, okay? Because I'm really excited about this topic. I picked this one specifically because I am currently going through some things with some people, okay? And I think maybe you might be going through some things too right now because it is around the holiday season and there are going to be a lot of people in your life playing the victim, okay? And not in a genuine way. Okay, so in this video, my goal is for you to be able to spot, let's start with you, with ourselves, okay? For you to be able to spot when you might be playing the victim, but be able to spot when somebody else is too, because victims also, even though they play the victim, they're also sometimes trying to take advantage of you. So I want you to be able to spot them. And the second thing I want you to be able to do when this video is over is I want you to be able to find the answers to all of your problems. Because honestly, at the end of the day, we all have access to things that are going to help us in our life. And sometimes we may not be willing to go look for them, but the answers are there. Okay. Whatever you might be going through or have been through in the past, somebody out there probably already experienced it. So, most likely, which is what I'm going to talk about today, you'll be able to find the answers in books. And I know that may sound real corny, it's like, oh, read a book. Oh, of course I can read a book, but honestly, the answers are there. There are so many books that you can come across to help you in your life that I had to make a video. I just had to. Like, this is just the nerd in me, number one. But it's just because it's true. It really is. So, hi, hello, welcome to the live. I'm going to go and make sure I can see the chat because I don't want to be like trying to look at my phone while I'm talking to you at the same time. So, I'm just going to pull it up here. That way, I'll be able to see the chat. And when you ask me questions, I'll be able to answer them easily because y'all know I wear glasses. So trying to look at this phone is like almost impossible. So I'm going to pull up the chat now so I'll be able to see um, what they're saying. Hey. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Oh, thank you so much. I can play. I look so beautiful. I look so beautiful. I, can I don't know what it says specifically. You might have to reword it. I don't know what that says. Restart time guide. You might have to restart. I mean, not restart. You might have to type it in again. Okay, so it says, can you play I Look So Beautiful? I Look So Beautiful. It's a song. I wish I could play it. I can't play it right now during this live, but I don't even know what song you might be even talking about, honestly. But I'm gonna look it up later. You say it's on YouTube. Well, I can't play it right now. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm actually trying to focus on this topic. But if I find it, I'll try to play it in my next live. So make sure you subscribe if you aren't a subscriber. And I might be able to play it in my next live. So I try to go live on Tuesdays, on Sundays, and I try to have a pre-recorded video on Thursday. So if you tune into my lives or my pre-recorded videos, you might hear that song. Okay. All right. So let me get started. All right. So I got the chat up here. I don't need to look at that anymore. So I want to start with ways that people play the victim. Okay. Because I can say, and I'm going to be honest. Okay. I'm going to be, what do they say? I'm going to be authentic. Okay. I have definitely played the victim before. I have done it intentionally in the past to kind of get what I want. So that's why I know what it looks like on that end. But I know that I've also played the victim in, like, I would say in a form of laziness and hopes that like I can get what I need. So I know I'm not the only person that has. Like, we all have played the victim at least once in our life. And if you never have, I don't think you're being honest with yourself. I think as a human, we do every once in a while, or we have done it in our past, but we've learned from it. So if, let's say you're not playing the victim in your life right now, we're going to talk about some ways that you can spot when you may be playing a victim or when somebody else is playing a victim. So people play victims for multiple reasons. One of them could be they're seeking some sort of sympathy, they're avoiding responsibility, or they're trying to gain control over others. So, like I said, when I was playing the victim before, it would be because I wanted a specific outcome. So that's why I would do it. So these are the different ways that people do play victim. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper. Some of the common ways, number one, can be they'll exaggerate things. So, have you ever been in a conversation with somebody, or somehow you get stopped by someone, like a stranger, someone you've never known before, and they'll spark a conversation with you, or start telling you about something, but it just seems like they might be lying. You ever get that feeling that this person is lying to me? It just sounds like too much. And I feel like, now I'm not a psychic or anything, or, obviously I'm not God, but sometimes if you have that sense of discernment, you can kind of spot when somebody's lying to you. And you can spot when they're taking something small but making it so big. Like, okay, there's no way you could have got past that. Like, what's happening here? And that is a form of playing the victim. So you may not think of it that way, but it's really true. When people exaggerate stories, they are definitely playing the victim. They are. Because not only are they just telling you their story, which it could be something that's not even the place or the time to even talk about, but them adding extra things on top of it is them playing the victim. um I told you about lying, fabricating experiences. Like, I can tell sometimes when people are lying to me. I don't know. I used to think it was because maybe they just wanted my attention in that moment. And I'm like, well, they didn't have to tell that story. Like, we could have talked about anything else. Why would they decide to talk about this? And I'm sitting there like, oh, okay. Wow. Oh my goodness. And all I'm thinking is, are they telling the truth? Like, this sounds crazy right now. Like, it just doesn't sound right. So when you hear that and you have that feeling in your gut that they might be lying to you, they're playing a victim. Okay. Refusing to take responsibility. Okay, I'm a mom, so I see this a lot in my teen. Okay, so I don't see it yet in my younger children, but I do see it in my teen a lot. So I ended up buying him this book, and it's called The No Complaining Rule. I wish I should have put it in the description section, because I'm putting all the books that I'm going to mention here in the description section, just in case if you want to purchase them, or maybe you want to find them, you can go and look at the details, and maybe you can pick it up from the library or something like that. But the links will be in the description section. But this book actually talks about how, basically, it teaches you how to take responsibility. So one of the things, and I feel like if you've been on YouTube, especially within these past couple years, people talk a lot about taking accountability, especially if you're in the right niche on YouTube. Depends on your algorithm. But taking accountability also means taking basically responsibility for things that you play a role in. So I kind of talked about this, like, I would say like 3 lives ago, basically saying more I statements. So people that play the victim when it comes to problems or um, conflicts or things that they may have played a role in, what they do is they speak about the other person before they speak about what role they played in it. So instead of them saying, this is the responsible thing to say, dang, it's my fault, I should have did this instead. Instead, they'll say, I can't believe you act this way. I can't believe you did this. And instead of them involving themselves in any shape or form in a conflict, especially when it goes wrong, they will blame it on another person. So that is a way. And I think that's probably the biggest way that people think of when they think of people playing the victim. It's just them not taking responsibility in any shape or form. Because a lot of times, no matter what situation we might be in, it is our fault. It's our fault. And we're humans, you can't sit around and pretend, you had no role in it at all. It's everything starts with you. So when you start to think to yourself, okay, how could I have made this situation better? And you start with yourself and you use those I statements, I could have done this, or maybe I should have done this instead. Why is somebody saying Trump? I'm glad you like Trump. That's awesome. He is our new president. So that's great. I think it's some other comments. Let me go see. That's how my mother is. So your mom plays the victim. Yeah, you can spot it in people that especially people that you live with or people that are close friends or family. That's normally the people you'll notice it from the gate. Other people, it may take a little bit more time to kind of like spot it because you don't really know their personality. But once you see it, it's so hard to unsee it. And you can't help but to say it. Because I know for me, I tell my kids, listen, I need you to not play the victim right now. This is not going to help you. It's not going to help us move forward in this. So I need you to start now and take responsibility. What could you, and I start asking questions, what could you have done differently to make this go a different way? What could you have done? And sometimes they'll keep playing into that victim role until, I keep asking the right questions until they eventually are like, you know what, I guess I could have done that. And that's sometimes what you have to do with the people in your life. Like I read somebody said their mom is doing it. It's kind of hard, depending on how old you are, to talk to your mom and be like, Mom, okay, so it was something that you could have done. Maybe you could have done this. So instead of, making her feel like, you're getting on her about it, because sometimes parents do not accept criticism at all. You can ask questions. You could be like, Mom, maybe you should have done this instead. Or did you try this? And instead of her feeling like, oh, my daughter thinks she's better than me, which I'm not saying that you are better than her or, she's beneath you, but, in this moment, a lot of people just don't want to admit that they're wrong. And I think that's a big thing when it comes to playing the victim. They just don't want to be wrong. So, um, what do I want to talk about next? Seeking constant validation. So, and that's crazy because I remember a while ago, I never thought that that was a form of playing the victim, is when people just always want validation for every little thing that they do. And I know for me, that's one of the reasons why I kind of like stop telling people stuff sometimes, is because growing up, I thought that I needed someone to be like, oh, you're doing good. Like, I'm so proud of you. That's great what you're doing. Basically, like a form of encouragement, but it can become toxic when you feel like, in order for me to do this thing, I'm not going to do it without someone telling me it's okay. That is a form of playing the victim as well. So I'm an adult now, so I don't do that anymore. But it was something I had to do shadow work on because when I was growing up, like I said, I really thought that I wasn't, just as a child in general, you might think this, is that, this is not a good thing if someone doesn't praise me for it. Oh, if someone's not telling me you did a great job, then it must be the wrong way for me to go. I probably shouldn't did that. Maybe I should do what they want me to do. And with that in mind, you start to become what people want you to be versus what you actually feel in your heart you should be. So that's another form of playing a victim. It's a very subtle way that people don't notice. And like I said, I didn't even notice it in myself until I became an adult. And I would say a mature adult, because I think in my early 20s, I probably was doing the same thing. But when I became mature and took responsibility for my actions, I learned that I don't need people's validation. I don't, you know. I think that's one of the reasons why, like, I stopped telling people about my channel. I just stopped. I remember when I first started it, I was, number one, I was really proud of myself. I was proud that I took a step towards, accomplishing a goal, getting a message out there. And I noticed, like, okay, I'm not really getting subscribers like that. What is happening? Like, maybe I should talk about something different. What do people want to hear and stuff like that? And I did that for years, and I started to feel empty. Like, maybe what I'm doing is not good enough. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough, or maybe what I have to say is not important. And I caught myself not doing my channel. So I had stopped for a while, and I ran across books. I started reading books where they would encourage me to, take that leap. It doesn't matter if people are going to support you or not. Just go and try. You never know who you're going to be speaking to, and that's why I say, like, in my videos, even if I only reach one person, I'm like, if that person is able to take that information into their life and they're able to use it, that makes me feel fulfilled in what I'm doing. And I'm not sitting here just talking to myself, even though sometimes I have been talking to myself. But eventually somebody does get my message, but only when it's genuine and it comes from my heart. So when I decide to make content, I make content around things that I want to make content about. Number one is because, like, I feel like I become less creative when I'm just sitting here talking about things that people want me to talk about. I don't come in a way where I want to talk about it. I'm just feel like I'm showing up to a job. Okay, I'm here now. What I got to do? I don't want to show up like that. I show up in my life with passion, so I can talk about things that I want to talk about. And you honestly, like, you can tell people's energy. You can tell when somebody wants to be here and when they don't. So I don't want to be that person just showing up just to get likes, just to get views. It's not about that. It's really not, because I've been doing this so long. There's no way I would have even done it this long if I was just like, oh, if I'm not getting a check, I'm done. I have passions that I follow that people pay me for. So I don't have to specifically get money here, but I have a message that I want to share. And once I learn I don't have to have someone's acceptance in order to do it, it made me really stand in who I am. And this is who you see right now. Okay. All right, let me move on, because then I'm talking too much about one thing. Let me look at the comments. It's a lot. It's a lot here. Oh my goodness. Thank y'all so much for commenting, asking questions, because it gives me a lot to, either make videos on later on, or be able to, like, talk back to you. So this is awesome. Sometimes it's fun. I don't know if you mean playing the victim is fun. Is that what you mean? Wagon Dragon. Hi, I know who that is. When your mother-in-law has entered the chat. She said you can feel it. Yeah, basically you can kind of feel when people are lying to you, when they're deceiving you. You can tell. Just saw a guy go from 160K to 2K via gambling. YouTube Live is wild. Oh my goodness. What? Gambling? Oh my goodness. I didn't know you could gamble on here. Oh wow. Body language tell it all. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Keep going. I know what you did last summer by hand. What? I don't know what that means. Um, may I worship you? Oh no, don't do that. I'm not a god. I feel like I know God is in me, but I'm not God. Don't do that. No worshiping people. Okay, we don't worship humans. Um, happy last summer. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Say y'all have nice eyes. Thank you. I love my eyes. I was blessed with some nice eyes, some almond eyes, and nice hair too. Thank you. Always talk about yourself first. Exactly. Always talk about yourself first. Especially when it hits the fan, you start with you. Don't ever start with what other people have done. Number one, it makes you look like a loser. I don't want to be a loser in my story. So I'm starting with myself. I'm gonna take accountability. I'm gonna be the leader in my life. Okay. Um, whose comments are you reading? I don't know. I think I'm reading everybody's. Did you leave a comment I need to read? Leave my glasses on. Am I missing your comment? Let me go back up. Accountability is key. I know that's right. The work from home wife. Yep, it is. It definitely is. Um, she said, "Who comments am I reading?" I'm trying to see if she said something earlier. Um, I need a moderator. I see some people need to be in timeout. Yeah, they probably do. I do need a moderator. I do. They could be anywhere. Exactly. They could be anywhere but here. And that's crazy because like you're gonna get haters on here. I grew up in an environment where people are just mean. I remember when I was younger, people would tease me about all kinds of things, So I think I grew like a tough skin towards comments and stuff, and like I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. YouTube is a public space, so it's not a way that I can be able to be like, oh, I can stop everybody from saying certain things to me. So I don't care. I just brush it off. I know that there are more than enough people here that care about what I'm talking about, and I noticed that y'all in the comment section, y'all be speaking up for me. So I do appreciate that. Mm, I'm drinking my pineapple soda right now. It is so good. So I'm gonna start with the next thing. Victims also use guilt and manipulation. Okay. So I feel like that's also it can be a trait of narcissism where they are manipulating you. So victims, when you think of a victim, unless it's someone that was, they're actually a victim, it's different. But when someone is playing victim, most times it's to manipulate you. Okay, that it is. It is. Unfortunately, it is. And I want you to be able to spot them. That's why I'm talking about this video because, like I said, it could be many people in your life. It could be people that you see every day that you don't even know that they're playing a victim and they're only doing it to get something from you. That's really it. And you have to be able to spot it, and you need to know how to either be able to step away from the situation or give them some advice and wipe your hands. You can't help everybody. I've learned that you can't help everybody. So I do my best in the way that I can, but like I talked about in my last video, being a nice girl is not going to get you anywhere because people will have the opportunity to manipulate you. And using guilt, oh my goodness, that is the biggest one that I've heard. Especially with me, like I said, I am a nice girl. Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm not nice. I'm nice. My real name means like nice. I'm a sweetheart. So that is my first presence. That's who I am. But when I see different patterns through people, I change the way that I treat them. I just do. And it's not that I don't respect them. I still respect them. I'm polite, courteous, all those things, but I separate myself from people that try to take advantage of me. That's that. Because that's what they're going to do anyway. They're people like that are like wolves. They're looking for people to take advantage of. So you have to be able and know how to step back. But they'll manipulate you into doing things that you don't want to do. And I can't even call them friends. I've had people like that in my past where I start to notice like, why do you only call me for this? Like, something's up with this. This is really weird. And I'm like, well, why didn't you ask such and such? Like, oh, they didn't have time. Like, okay, they didn't have time. All right. Why is it always me? And at first, I looked at it as a good thing. I'm looking at it as, okay, well, they must trust me. That's where I started from because, like I said, I'm a nice girl. So I always start with, okay, I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt. Okay, maybe they just think I'm good at this thing. But once I notice, like, okay, it's not that. It's just because you think I'm the easy way out. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I know what to do with you. That's easy. And then it's easy for me because I tend to like forgive people easily. So once I see that in them, I just be like, oh, like I feel bad for them. I just start to feel bad. I just like, oh, poor thing. Like he'll get through it or she'll get through it. Like whoever it is, they be all right. But I'm not going to be the one getting punished for it. No, I'm not. So I just move on. Um, yes, I am. I don't know if you said I'm the nice girl. Maybe that's what you mean. I am the nice girl. Relatively of nice. Okay. I get it. I get it. Solve all your problems by going to God. Amen. Amen. They trust. I'll never say no. They trust. I'll never say no. I don't know what you mean by that. You might have to reword it again. Um 360. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that. I don't understand that one. But so the next thing I wanted to talk about is that victims portray themselves as selfless. Ooh, I think that's a big one. And people don't notice that one. Is that a victim, somebody playing victim could be right in your face. They could be right here. Just like I'm looking at you, they could be standing right here. It's not me though. I promise I'm not playing a victim right now. But they can be sitting right in front of you and you won't even know it because they seem like they're just the sweetest person in the world. They give their all to people and people just do them dirty every single time. And they go on and on about how they'll never get what they need in life. And they just, life is just so hard and people don't care about them and blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. I think those people, you don't know they're playing the victim because they come off as so helpless. Okay. When you're around somebody that is like just overly helpless, they are playing the victim. Okay. So when you see it, you just know it. Okay. Just know it. All right. So I'm gonna go to the next thing. Seeking attention. Oh my goodness. I feel like that's kind of the same thing. I feel like that falls under when people are constantly like acting like the world is just like everything's just so hard on them. They're seeking your attention. They want, like I said in the beginning of this live, people really want your attention. So they'll lie, they'll guilt you and make you seem like, oh, it's your fault that they're in this problem. They are seeking attention through so many different ways. I don't even think they can keep up with these lies. I think a lot of them tend to forget what they say. So I don't know. I think like as children, sometimes children play the victim. And I think they play the victim because they don't have they don't have power over their lives. But as adults, playing the victim is very dangerous because you can end up somewhere where you don't want to be. Okay? And it'll put you in a state of literally helplessness because you've dug yourself so deep into a hole that you can't get yourself out of it. You've lied to yourself and to other people so many times that now you really believe the stuff that you were telling yourself, or they believe it. So no matter what advice you try to give them, they're not even able to accept it because now they actually believe the stuff that they were saying. So playing the victim is a dangerous game. It's not something that you should start because it can really destroy your life. It really can, especially if you don't catch it and you're like, okay, all right, maybe I could have done something different. If you don't have that self-awareness, eventually you are going to be in a hole. And me and my husband tell the kids this all the time, but we tell them, and it's not everyone, okay, so don't come for me now. But a lot of homeless people that we see, they were playing the victim at one point in their life. I'm sorry. I believe that it's a lot of them. I do. And the reason why I say that is because maybe you don't know, but I've been homeless before. I know what that looks like. But I'm not homeless now. I'm not even close to being homeless. But that's because I took responsibility for where I was in my life. I knew that I had to change something. And I know I had to start with myself. I couldn't look at the people around me or the environment I was in and blame it on them and say, this is why I'm here. I knew that I had to change me. So we tell our kids, like I said, we tell them all the time, listen, if you don't want to be that person holding the door at Wawa, you need to start taking accountability now. We can't play around. We can't, oh, it was his fault. No, it was your fault. We're going to start with you. And especially the older they get, like our teen, we can't play. We have to get him prepared for the world, because you can't go into the workplace and do that. It's not going to work for you. You can't blame it on Susie and Tom. You can't. They're going to fire you. So you have to start with you. If you start a business, everything falls on you. If the business didn't grow, it's your fault. If you didn't make profit, it's your fault. You can't blame your employees. You got to blame yourself. So playing the victim is something, like I said, I want you to be able to spot it when you see it in other people. That way they don't try to manipulate you or take advantage of you. But I also want you to notice it in yourself. If you catch yourself playing the victim and all the things I described, those are the ways that you'll be able to see it. So if you forget, you can always go back, rewind this video, it'll still be up. Okay. So let's get started with the next part of this video. So I want to talk about how, because I'm all about solutions. Okay. We're about solutions over here. I want to talk about how, if you are playing the victim, how you can change your situation and have it go in a way that you want it to go. Okay. Because the answers are out there. All right. Before I start that, I want to look at the comments real quick. They trust you'll never say no. Ooh, that's a deep one. They trust in the wrong thing, because people change, you know? Yes, they trust that you'll never say no, unfortunately. Yep, those are people right there. Can we get no, absolutely not. Please. Preach. I know that's right. I'm trying. You know, I used to preach. This is a side note, okay? I actually used to, what I would say, like I would do sermons when I was young. I don't think people will believe me when I tell them, but I did. I used to be a missionary in the church. And I remember my aunt used to always push me up to do these things. And I got really comfortable with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a pastor when I grow up. That's what I wanted to be, because I would see new up and coming female pastors. And that's what I wanted to do. Now, later on in life, I decided I didn't want to do that. But I always knew that I had a message and I wanted to share it with people. So I ended up here on YouTube. Just like a lot of us do. We end up here because we have a story to tell. We have some sort of message that we want to tell people, because at the end of the day, we really want to help you. I'm not going to say everybody here on YouTube is about that, but a lot of us that have messages like this, where we take time from our family to come and talk to you about something, is because we really want the world to be a better place. And we know that we can make some sort of difference. Like even if it is only one person, or the 17 people that are in here right now, we know that we can make a difference. So that's really where it starts. So fun fact about me, I used to preach, y'all. I used to preach in real life. Like, I hold the door at Wawa. I got a hat. Wawa, want to see it? Stop it. That means you work at Wawa. That's different. That's not what I mean. You know, that's not what I mean. Just complaining. Yeah, they just complaining. I can't take it. And if this people is someone in your family, what I have to do? Well, it depends on, I'm assuming you're an adult. I'm assuming, because I know like teenagers have access to my content too. But if you are an adult and you come into contact with somebody that is playing victim, like I said, first you got to recognize it. So if you're here right now saying that, it's because you notice that they're playing the victim. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are getting taken advantage of right now, manipulated right now, and they don't even know that it's happening. So they can't do anything about it. But because I'm glad you asked that question. I should probably make an entire video about that. My advice to you is to start pulling back your attention. So I don't know how this person is related to you, but start pulling away your attention. Whatever you were giving them before, start pulling things away one at a time. Take it away. All you really have to do is withdraw your attention from them, and then you're not affected anymore, honestly. I think that's really it. Maybe I'm looking at it too simple, but that's where I would start. Pull your attention away. There's been tons of people in my life. I just be like, oh, I ain't talking to them no more. So unless you live with them, like I just forget people. I was taught this method. I can't tell you who it's from, but they say basically have a funeral. Have a funeral for the person. They just passed away in your mind. It don't have to be, them really passing away. I would hope that you would be able to withdraw from them before they pass away, unfortunately. But you got to have a funeral in your mind for these people. Whoever they are, if they're taking advantage of you, if they're manipulating you, it's because they don't care about you. They are using you as fuel to their fire. So just pull back your attention, and honestly, I would just move on. That's what I do. I'd be like, bye. Okay. Listen, I've cut off people cold turkey, unfortunately, but that's me. I'll ghost you real quick. I don't got time. So, for the second part of this video, I want to talk about some ways I have solved my own problems. Okay. Because believe it or not, I have had problems. I have had many troubles in my life. Okay. I know you don't see it on my face, but that's because I have been blessed. And that's why I'm here today, because I'm a survivor. Okay. I have survived so much stuff. I have put myself in situations I have been able to get myself out of. And I've also been put in situations by people that were playing the victim. And I just happened to be caught up in their whirlwind, but I survived. Okay. So the ways that I survived is that I started reading books. And I know, like I said, that's corny to say, but it's a fact. There are so many answers. I feel like half of y'all about to drop off because people do not like to read. People hate books for some reason. I think number one, it can be time consuming. Is somebody knocking at the door? Is someone knocking at the door? No? Okay. I thought it was my kids. But oh, I see a long comment. I have to read that. Please don't take attention away from me. Oh, I love you. I won't. Unless you're trying to use me. Are you a playing victim? Only if you're trying to play victim, I'll take my attention away. She said, I do that too. Yeah, you have to take your attention away. Just act like they're not there. They died. Yeah, I hate reading. See, don't say that. Don't say you hate reading, okay? Because I have solutions for that. I hope you're still here. We got solutions for people that don't like literally physically looking at a book, okay? We're in the world of AI. We're in the world of tech, okay? You don't have to physically read anything if you don't want to, okay? So I hope you're still here. It says, can you shout out to my grandpa? Today is his birthday and he just turned 87. His name is Mr. Mo Lester Jr. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Mo Lester Jr. Happy birthday. Happy 87th birthday. Okay, a lot of people don't make it that far. So you are definitely blessed. Okay. Oh my goodness. I hope I make it to 87. Okay. But they say, Lord willing. Okay. I hope I do. True. He's trolling. Probably is. No, girl, that's a troll. Oh well, too late now. But anyway, let's continue. Okay, so I have a whole lot of books back here. I don't know if we can see them. Can you see them? I'll turn my camera just a little bit. Okay, I have a ton of books here, and this is just a small percentage of the books that I have read in my life that have gotten me places. So I'm trying to like cater them more so for my channel, because my channel is about the self-improvement of moms and wives, because that's what I am. So I feel like I can relate to you. So that's why I decided to do a channel on that specific demographic, because it's easy for me to talk about it. But I'm going to start with the first book. Okay. The first book that I would say started my YouTube career, because to me, this is like a career, is this book right here. Okay. Excuse me. Now they've made so many new copies, so many new, revisions of this book. But this is the book right here. Okay. I hope it's not backwards. Is it backwards, y'all? Oh, it is backwards. Okay. Well, I'm just going to read it to you. You might be able to read backwards. So I'm going to just show it to you anyway. But this book is called The Womanly Art of Breastfeeding. So the guys might want to leave the chat. But this is the reason why you see me here on YouTube right now. It's because of this book. Okay. So when I became a mom, and if you are a balanced beauty, you already know this about me, but I was a teen mom. Okay. I had my first son when I was 16. And during my pregnancy, I remember being encouraged to breastfeed. Now, it wasn't from my family, like the people that I live with, but it was from my school, because they had something called the Elect program. And they try to encourage me to breastfeed because it was so, it's so beneficial for your baby. When I used to go to WIC, I went to WIC when I was a teen, and they encouraged me to breastfeed my son too. Sorry if I hit the mic. They encouraged me to breastfeed as well. And I remember being like, oh, like that's something I want to do. Like I'm a child having a child, but I never forgot being able to have this concept in my mind of, oh, I can help my baby be smarter if I do this. So I was like really excited about it. Now, mind you, I'm still a minor and I'm living with family members. So I remember coming home, and it was really close to my third trimester. And I remember telling I'm gonna just say my guardian at the time, because I don't want to tell all my business. But I told my guardian at the time that I wanted to do it. And I remember her shooting it down immediately and telling me no, that I couldn't do it. And I remember growing up and being like, I am never going to let people tell me I can't do something. And that's one of the reasons why I did a lot of stuff in my life, is because I hate when people tell me I can't do something. And in that moment, you may think, okay, I accepted what you said and that's it. But I'm telling you right now, if I know that is good for me, I don't care what you say. I'm going to do what I want to do. So I knew right then and there, okay, I'm only 16. And technically, I don't have full control over my life. So I may not be able to do it right now while I live with you, but I will do it one day. So I equipped myself with that thought, and I never forgot it. So with my first son, I was not able to breastfeed him, unfortunately. And I really wanted to so bad. I did. I really did, because I had learned so much about it. I'm like, why wouldn't I do it? Like, our bodies are literally made for that. That's what our body is made for. If your body naturally does it, why wouldn't you use what is the point of having this body if you're not going to use it in the way it's supposed to be used? So I was just really upset about that. But I eventually had two more children. And this one book is what helped me, not helped, okay. This had me be successful in breastfeeding. So my first son, I only was able to breastfeed him, or I would say not I was only able to, but how can I say this? Because it was difficult. Okay. My financial situation was really rough. And I just, in my mind, couldn't come up with ways and times in which I could do this, because I was trying to work and trying to breastfeed. And it was so much for me. And me not being mature is what really held me back a lot. I ain't gonna lie, it held me back. And I just didn't have the courage to keep going. So I ended up stopping after 3 months. I do celebrate it because I was able to start, but I feel like I could have done more. Knowing what I know now, I could have kept going. But with my third son, okay, I was not playing. I was so serious about this. I had got all the stuff, okay? I had got a pump. I had got a pump. I had the cover. I even made a cover from, I just sold a cover. I was like, I'm going to breastfeed this baby as long as I can. And this book is what made me feel the most confident when it came to breastfeeding. As you can see, it's a big book. Okay. So every time I had a problem, I came to this book for answers first. This was my first thing I would go to when I had questions. And after that, I would go to people in person. Let's say the book, I didn't understand what I read. I would go to a person. So my favorite place to go for breastfeeding advice was the WIC office. So I don't know if you guys have WIC where you live, but WIC stands for Women, Infants, and Children. And that specific program, they promote breastfeeding. So whenever you need advice, you can do like a walk-in and show up at any time, and they give you person to person information on what you can do, and they'll physically help you because they have people there to help with that. So that's how I was able to complete a full 10 months of breastfeeding. Okay, that's an accomplishment for me. Okay, now if I ever get pregnant again, if somehow it happens, okay, I'm doing a full year. Okay, I'm a pro at this point. I have all the keys. I've already done it. I'm experienced. I know what I'm doing now. So I can do it for an entire 12 months. I know I can. Okay. But yes, so this was one of the things that helped me solve my problem when it came to, number one, being in an environment where it's not encouraged to breastfeed, but number two, giving me the encouragement to breastfeed. Because once I had that in my mind, I'm like, okay, it must be harder than what it is, what I think it is. Because when people, especially people that are older than you, when they tell you that you shouldn't do something, sometimes you can automatically have in your mind, okay, it must be impossible, or it must be really hard. So that's why they didn't do it. So I automatically was like, okay, this is something I want to do just because I'm a rebel. So I'm going against the grain. I'm gonna do it anyway. But I still had a small thought in my mind where maybe it's too hard. Maybe I won't be able to do it. So I started to doubt myself. But this book really helped a lot with that. And I definitely recommend this book. They have a revised version. So if you don't want to read this one specifically, not if you don't want to read it, but if this one is not available, they have the other one, and it's way more up to date. This one is extremely old. This is like, child, this probably was made before I was born. This is an old book, okay? And I got this book for free. Okay. When I say free, I got this from the library. The library started giving out free books. They would have like stacks of free books. And I would, every time I go, I still do it now. Every time I go and look at the shelves and I see, is there anything here that can help benefit me in my life? So that's where I go with that. Okay. And that's how I got this book completely free. It's in good condition. Okay. But if you want to purchase it, I do have it in a link in the description section. I am an Amazon affiliate. So if you purchase the book, I will get some change for it. Okay. Any of the books that you purchase underneath this video, I get a little commission for it. So that's one. That kind of leads to another book that I got for free. So I'm gonna talk about that one too. Let me read a little bit of comments. Somebody said a mind reader. Am I a mind reader? Oh my goodness. I am a Pisces. Oh, somebody said hi. Hey sis, hey Cammy. That's my friend, y'all. My friend in the comment section. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I feel like Cammy just met my mother-in-law through YouTube. YouTube is it's smaller than what you think, okay? This community is awesome. I'm telling you right now. I'm so happy that you guys are commenting. I appreciate that. And it's a lot of good energy here. I really do appreciate that. Neil Shea says, mention your husband and children. Yep. Yep. Never wear a wig, only natural. I did wear wigs before. I tried it. I didn't like it because I didn't really know what I was doing. So if I'm not confident in what I'm doing, I'm probably going to stop doing it. So wigs are just hard for me. I just don't have the skill to do it. But I think sometimes it's good to switch it up a little bit. You know, I might try something out, let my husband see me in a different hair color or something. It's always nice to switch it up. Okay. I never say never. Okay. I'm a woman. We like to try new stuff. Okay. Let's not play here. That has to be a man saying that. No offense, okay, but every woman in here understands. Every once in a while, you need to switch it up, okay. Every woman in here know that. A great place to explore. If you mean a library, it absolutely is. It is. They still do. They have free movies too. What free movies? Oh, we need to chat because I didn't know about the free movies. Ever been to Ghana? No. Bring your family, life changer. I believe it. I believe it. I need to get over there. Me and my husband talked about it, and that's one of the trips we do want to take. So it may not be this year. It may not even be next year because that's a far trip, but it is. It is definitely on our bucket list. Um, yes. Just saying hi to everybody. I love it. Thank you. Spreading good energy. I love it. I love it. I'm going to go to the next book I want to talk about because, listen, I've been having troubles with my puppy. Okay. Do you have a dog? If you have a dog, leave it in the leave what kind of dog you have in the comment section. And what else do I want you to leave? Leave how you taught your dog to go to the bathroom outside. Okay. First of all, I am a new dog owner. I think I'm still considered a new dog owner because I've only had my dog for, I think it's been a year now. It's been a full year, but I still consider myself a new dog owner. I had a dog when I was 13 and it wasn't really my dog. Okay. I named the dog Beauty. I was able to name her, but we definitely did not train her properly. Okay. Now that I look back on it, this dog needed so much more care than we gave it. And I was a child. I'm sorry. I don't blame that on me. I didn't really know what to do. But my caregiver at the time really had no clue what she was doing with dogs at all. I don't even know why we got a dog. We really didn't need one. But that was my first time ever having a dog. And she was some form of Chihuahua. I think she was actually a mutt. She was mixed with like a lot of stuff. I don't even know really what she was, but she was about this big and she has so much energy. And I just remember wanting to name her Beauty because I just like the word beauty. So I named her Beauty, and that was my first time having a dog. But now I'm an adult, and I feel like I kind of manifested having a dog. I don't know if you remember. I feel like I'm going off subject, but a year or two ago, I bought this dress because I'm a weirdo. Okay. I bought this dress from the thrift store and it had all these dog prints on it. I have it in a short. So if you ever go like scroll down through my shorts, you'll see it. But I bought this dog dress knowing that I have nothing but cats in my house. And when I saw it, I immediately thought of like Mrs. Frizzle. And I was like, oh, I can just wear it as like a joke around the house for fun. So I bought this dog dress, and all I was thinking was, now I want a dog. I wanted a dog so bad. So, and I knew, like, okay, my husband is not letting me have a dog in his house. Like, he's gonna be freaking out if it's another animal in here. He's so sick of all these animals. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a dog. I don't know when I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna get me a dog. How about my family? Family I've never met before. My aunt invited me, my husband, and my children to go to the Poconos for Thanksgiving, and we went to go see a side of my family I've never met before. And they live in this Poconos resort. It's a beautiful place. We drove all the way up there, and it was just an amazing experience. But make a long story short, my cousin happens to be an extreme dog lover. She had 8 dogs at the time, and she had puppies. And before we left, I guess she kind of like really trusted us because she was like, I really don't want to give my dogs away to anybody, but I feel like I want the dog to have a home where it's going to be loved. So she offered a dog to us, a puppy to us. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, I thought I would have to buy a dog and I would spend all this money on it and so on and so forth. And I was gifted a dog. And I'm like this is just blowing my mind. Like I've been gifted so many things in life, but another dog, like I mean, a dog, it's just something I didn't expect to happen. And I feel like that goes to show, like when you go places and you don't expect anything, and you come genuinely, like you end up getting something in return. Not that you should expect anything, but when you don't, you get so much out of the experience. And I was just so grateful to just meet them and experience their home, and spend time with them. I really just love the interaction I was able to have with them. I feel like I made a connection with them. But I left with a puppy. So my dog is a Labradoodle. Okay, he's completely black. Okay, we named him Onyx. He is gorgeous. Okay, he gets compliments every day. Okay, he's gorgeous. um, but make a long story short, I got this puppy home, and I knew that I couldn't take him outside because he needed his shots before he can start walking the streets of Philadelphia, because that's where I live. So maybe if I lived somewhere where the houses were like farther apart and I had land, he can go outside. But because I live in a city, he was not able to leave our home right away. So he got all his shots. Okay, let's skip ahead. He got all his shots. And now it's time to start training him to go outside. He had already been going on puppy pads for months. So he obviously didn't know how to go to the bathroom outside anymore. So I had no clue where to start. So I started with a book because, like I told you, all the answers to what you want in life, you're always number one. If you don't have somebody to talk to, or you don't have mentors, or you don't have parents, because my parents are gone. My parents are deceased, so I can't even ask them anything if I wanted to in person anyway. But if you don't have people that you can come to ask for answers, especially if they haven't experienced it, you have to start somewhere. You can't sit around and play the victim and say, oh, what was me? I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do about this situation. Oh, I'm screwed. No, you have to start somewhere. And I always start with books because for me, honestly, it's the most accessible. I don't really have to ask anybody questions. So it's minimal effort of having to go through all these obstacles to have a conversation. I can just go look it up. Either I can look it up on my phone, I can pop up at the library, I can go to my nearest Barnes and Nobles. I can always find a book. So this is another book that I got for free from the library. And I got this one because I knew that it was going to be the easiest thing to understand, because I literally needed somebody to talk to me like a preschooler. Okay, that's how slow I was when it came to trying to teach a dog to be house trained. Okay, so the book that I read was this one, House Training for Dummies. Okay, for dogs, of course. And this book gave me step by step, it gave me an entire schedule of what to use for my dog. I swear it couldn't be said any more plain than what was written in this book. It was almost like I sat down with my kids, I wrote everything out and said, this is what you do. And it was like, it was all written in like fifth grade words. It was so easy to understand. I was like, why didn't I look for this book sooner? I've been literally missing out, stressing out because buying puppy pads, I swear, every 3 days, because now he's becoming huge. He's humongous now. My dog is, I feel like I can't show you in the camera, but my dog is like 50 pounds now, which if you know dogs, that's a big dog. Okay, he's heavy. So imagine him just peeing everywhere. Like, oh my God, it just was becoming bad, just disgusting. I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, we have to do something. So once I got this book, it literally changed my life. Number one, it changed my life because I was able to get my dog outside and take those walks with him, which is really what I wanted. I got a dog for anyway. The only reason why I say yes to the puppy is because I knew that, okay, once I get this dog, it's going to force me to have to walk more, which is one of the ways I get my cool girl walks in. But um, my dog is the way that's I'm going to have to go outside. So once I got him outside on a leash, I just felt, number one, I felt empowered because I was able to find the tools on my own. Honestly, I didn't ask anybody for help, or I asked, but I didn't really get any answers. So I had to find a book. But I felt empowered in that moment, being like, oh my goodness, I was able to do this. So I felt accomplished. It boosted my confidence. And I just feel like proud of myself. Books not only just give you information, but they help you level up in life to the point where you feel like I can kind of do anything. Like anything I want to do, there's the answers are out there, and I can always find a way to get what I need. So this book helped me with that. So if you are in need of training your puppy or dog and they're not house trained, this book is definitely the answer. And I have this in the description section as well. So that's book number 2. Okay. I may not have time to go through all of these because this is a lot of books, y'all. This is a lot. Where's my mouse at? Oh, there you go. We taught our dogs to use a bin with wood chips in it. Wow, that's funny because my husband brought that up about like the cats. He said the cats could use some sort of like cinder wood stuff for cat litter. But I was like looking at him like, man, I don't know about that. Sometimes when he tells me, so I'll be like, yeah, I don't. Can we stick the cat litter? I'll just do that. But I didn't know that you can have something like that for dogs. So that's really interesting. Thank you for telling me that. Um, I love where we at. Cats be moving around the house like like the house mortgage is in their name. Dogs are more grateful. Yes, they are. That is so true. My cats climb on my tables. They knock things down. You can't see it right now, but my cat knocked over some of the books I had up here, my planners. Like they climb on the air conditioner, my vanity. They just climb on everything because they really do believe that they own the house. They do. And like you said, dogs, they do act more grateful. And I think that's why everybody really wanted me to get a dog. They're like, you should just get a dog then. And dog lovers always push dogs on people anyway. They just do. Okay. And I'm okay with that. I understand now. I love dogs. um, but yeah, you're so right about that. If you treat them nice. True, yes. If you treat them nice to what you said, that makes so much sense. Yeah, if you treat dogs bad, oh, you want to know. You can tell when somebody mistreats their dog by the way that they treat them. Like me, I can even come over and I can move my dog's food. I can touch him while he's eating, like, and he won't bite me. So I know that he feels cared for. I know he feels loved. So he's a little rough sometimes. He's a big dog. So when it's time for him to play, he's a little aggressive, but he doesn't bite to the point like it would hurt. He nibbles and stuff because he is an animal at the end of the day. But he's just so awesome. I love him. Google and YouTube are my go-to. That is true. They definitely are. If I can't find a book, I will look for a video. If it's not disrespectful, can I see it? I don't know. Yeah, no. I'm gonna just say no. um, you can call me Gwen. That's my name here. You can call me Gwen. Working out. Yes, I'm actually about to start working out when I leave this video. I'm going to the gym. I know, right, bruh? Exactly. 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 Um, again, beauty. No, I cannot call. Exactly. No. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Y'all, sometimes y'all be cracking me up in these comments. I can't. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the next book. I don't know what I should go to next. I want to talk about a mommy book. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about this one. Oh, my table's trying to move, trying to run away from me. All right, so this one is, I think it's pretty unconventional, and it's not even like, not really a book you can read. There are words in it, but it's really not a lot. This is more of like what I would consider a picture book. Okay, so not only can you get books for information, but you can get books for inspiration. Okay. Oh, I like that rhymes. Y'all like that. But this book is one of the ways I started to like redefine the way that I look at my house. So when I was a child, okay, and this was a very long time ago, okay. I keep mentioning it because I still have an inner little girl that I take good care of, okay. But I have a lot of memories of my childhood. But I remember being young and my family members, well, my caregiver, she was very strict, very strict. Okay. She was very strict about the way she had her house set up and the way that things were in the past. She never deviated from that, I would say. So things like, okay, the bedrooms upstairs are for beds. So you sleep in them. The basement is for storage. So that's what we do with the basement. Um, the living room is only for watching TV and reading. If you get where I'm getting with this, the dining room is only for eating food. That's it. You do nothing else there. So because she was so strict about that, I grew up with that sense of this is how things should be and you shouldn't change them. But I'm a Pisces, okay? So we are very creative and we like to spin things and make them in a way that makes us feel happy. It makes us want to be in these places. So this book, I actually was looking for the page and I couldn't find it, unfortunately. But there's a page in this book where they actually show that there is a bunk bed inside of the living room. I know that sounds crazy, right? But I have not always lived in a house as an adult. Most of my life with my husband, we've had apartments. Apartments, we lived in rooms before. Okay, we had hard times. Okay. But we didn't have a lot of space to work with. So I had three children and there was only one room for them to be in. So I came up with this idea after seeing a picture in this book. Like I said, I wish I could find the picture, but of putting their beds into the living room. The living room was the biggest room in the entire house or in the entire apartment. And I knew that like I'm not really inviting anybody over here for real, for real. Like, why can't I just move the space and move things around in a way that I want to do it because this is more convenient for me and my family. So I decided to go against the grain. And when I brought it to my husband as an option, because of course I needed him to help me move all that furniture, he was just like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And I'm like, "Yes, like I seen it in the book and I think we should try it. Like, what's the worst that could happen?" So we decided to move the bunk beds to the living room. And when I tell you it changed everything, it changed the way our my relationship was with my kids. It changed my routines. It made everything flow so much easier having them in the living room. Number one, because we were able to take that other room and turn it into a playroom. Okay, so this gave my kids another play area where they can go and have playtime, but they had sleeping time in the living room. That made it also easier when it came to nap time because while they were taking a nap, I was able to go into the back room and take care of things that I need to take care of and be able to shut the door. So it was just so many benefits to moving their bunk beds to the living room that I recommend that. Now I know like I said, it's going against the grain and some people are like, oh, that's kind of weird. But like I encourage you to break the rules, okay? Like break the rules sometimes. Like, who cares what they say that you have to do? You know, as long as you're not breaking a law, it's your house. This is your domain. Do what you think is comfortable for your house. Do what you think is going to benefit you. And for me, moving their beds to the living room is just what was the most comfortable. And I did have company eventually that came over and they like, this the kid's bedroom? And I'm like, yes, it is. And then like, I didn't even think about that. I guess that is smart. Yeah, it is. It is. So not only did was I able to do it on my own, but I encourage other people to try it too. So this book was one of them. I didn't even tell you what book this is. This book is from IKEA. Does it ring a bell? Does it give IKEA? Does it give IKEA? Does it even it says yeah, it does. I got this book from IKEA because yeah, IKEA has books. Who would have thought, right? So IKEA has books and when you grab their books, of course, it's promoting their products. So everything inside of this book is from IKEA. This bed, that's from IKEA. These bins, if you shop at IKEA, you know, this is IKEA, okay? I pulled up this page specifically because I even decided to organize my basement like this. So let me see if I can find the page. But I think that's the closest one to it. There was another one I found too. Something similar. So underneath our basement, so I feel like everybody's house is like this, but if your space underneath your basement steps is occupied, you probably can't do this. But underneath the my stairs in the basement was just a big gap of space. And this is one of the ways that you can organize your basement and be able to store your items down there. Number one, where they're not just scattered in the basement. But number two, it's a way for you to store them and they're out the way and it gives you more space so you can actually utilize the space that you have in a basement. Because the basement is not just a place to wash clothes. Like it's not just a place to store things. You can do so many more things in the basement. There's people that built gyms in the basement. You can work out down there. My husband actually has his studio down there. So, but he's able to do that because I have created space where he can do those things in the basement. So this is not exactly what my basement looks like, but it's the same setup. I have totes and I have them in a stackable way where they're able to fit underneath our staircase. So you're utilizing the space that you have. Like this book taught me, and it's really based off a lot of pictures, but this book taught me that I can go against the grain. I don't have to sit and just do things the way I've been taught to do them, and I don't have to do them the way other people do them. I can do it in a way that is more convenient for me and helps my life flow easier. So that's why I recommend this book. If you want this book, I might be able to find a link, but I didn't find anything earlier. But if you do want it, you can put it in the comment section and I'll look for it for you. I have no problem with that. I will. So all right, that's book number 3. I think I'm gonna go over like 2 or 3 more, okay? Because I didn't even notice that this live is so long. I'm gonna look at the comments again. Let's see what y'all saying. What y'all saying? Um, you like picture books? Yeah, I do too. Like, I'm like a big kid, okay? Picture books are so much fun. So when I got there and I seen that the pictures were so detailed, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. It just gave me so much inspiration. So picture books are awesome. I love picture books. Books. Somebody says books. Yeah, books. Yes, that's what we're talking about today. Books. um, he's fine. Thank you. Thank you. How about a brain? Hmm. Don't know what you mean by that. I definitely have brains, okay? Definitely smart over here. The balanced beauties are smart or very intelligent, okay? Please hit the thumbs up. Exactly. Please hit the thumbs up, y'all, if you can. I always forget to ask because I'm so busy like giving my message. And if you like it, you like it. You know, if you don't, then you probably won't see me anymore. Because if you don't give thumbs ups to people that you like their content, sometimes YouTube won't show it to you anymore because it says like you didn't really like that person's content. So if you do like the content, give me a thumbs up. I will prefer that it's genuine. That way you actually do come back. Um, do I believe in Jesus Christ? I don't really talk about my religion here. So that's my personal that's just personal. um we're not talking about that right now. Exactly, we're not. We're not. So the next book, okay. What am I going to talk about next? All right, so this one is kind of deep, okay? I don't know if I should talk about this. I was like thinking like maybe I shouldn't, but I am because it's a part of my story and if you know, you know, okay? And if you don't know, now you do. So this is a book that changed my life, okay? And I know you're probably like, why are you reading this book? So I'm gonna show you the cover. I don't know if you can see it, but it's called Learn the Facts About Kidney Disease. Okay. So this is a new book for me. I've only had this book for, I say about a year now. I've had this book for a year. And the reason why I got this book is because I was diagnosed with kidney disease. I was diagnosed with kidney disease about when I wrote this book, like about, I would say less than a year ago. And I knew that something was wrong. Something was wrong with my health, right? I remember going to the clinic because I have like a clinic I've been going to for years. I've been going there since I was pregnant with my first son. So since I was 16. And I remember showing up to the doctor's office and being like, something's wrong with me. My body is acting different. And I know that I'm getting older, but I don't think that that has anything to do with what I'm feeling. I remember being extremely fatigued all the time. I always had to go to the bathroom. What else? What else was my symptoms? Things like having bags under my eyes, even though I know I got enough sleep, things like that. I was getting headaches and I was feeling this severe pain in my lower back. Now, around that time, I had gained a lot of weight. So I thought to myself, okay, maybe it's just a weight gain. Like I need to lose weight. So once I lose weight, all this stuff will resolve. It'll go away. So I started doing some research and I kind of started on, I don't know if I started on YouTube or I started online with like asking Google questions, but I found out that it was very possible that I had a vitamin D deficiency. And I say that because I have sickle cell trait. And sickle cell trait, if you have that, it basically just means your ancestry goes back to Africa. So people in Africa have that because it helps them be able to basically deal with the sun. So when we get sunlight, we actually absorb it better than most people would. But the benefit of having sickle cell trait is that you won't get malaria. So it's a, what's the word for it? It's a not an antivirus. I can't explain it. I'm not a scientist, but basically that's the benefit of it. But when you're in America where you don't get nowhere near as much sunlight as you would when you're in Africa, it can be harmful for you because you need way more vitamin D than the normal person would need. So and it doesn't help that I'm extremely chocolate. Like right here I look a little lighter and I think it's because of my lighting, but I'm very chocolate. So people that know me in the comment section know I'm really chocolate. So I knew that like something was wrong. So I thought to myself after, we do like a self-diagnosis, is that I have a vitamin D deficiency. And at that time, I was working overnight, which means I was working at night, but I was sleeping all day. So I wasn't getting enough sun. So I'm like, okay, with all these factors being in place, that has to be what's wrong with me. So I went to the clinic because I know that I can't really self-diagnose myself and just call it a day. I know that I have to do something. So I decided to go to the clinic and tell them that's what it was. The first doctor that I came across, she told me that I'm just exaggerating and that it's not that serious. First of all, I was extremely upset because she was a Black woman. So it really threw me off. Like, ma'am, are you really just dismissing what I'm saying to you? I'm telling you, I may have a vitamin D deficiency. She was like, everybody thinks they have a vitamin D deficiency. And I'm just like, well, I'm not sure if I have it or not. So can you run the test for me? So she ran a test, and you can easily find out through blood and through urine, which is a very simple test. They ran those tests, but she never gave me my results back. So I had to call to get the results. And this was like months later because I was so consumed with work and my kids were really small at that time. And I'm like, okay, I still have to focus on myself. Let me see what's going on with these tests. So I found out that I had a vitamin D deficiency. Now I asked for another doctor because I knew that she wasn't going to give me what I needed. So they gave me another doctor, and he was African American as well. So he told me, yes, you have a vitamin D deficiency. I'm going to put you on vitamin D capsules. Now the capsules that they gave me, it was like a daily dose of vitamin D, which actually is a smaller amount than what I personally needed with the deficiency that I had. Now the clinic I go to also is like a training facility, unfortunately. So he may not have known that I needed a way higher dosage. So the amount that they were giving me, it was helping me a little bit, but I still had symptoms. Now, fast forward. We're going to fast forward. This is, I would say, like 6 years later. I'm not working overnight anymore. I'm working like a normal job. but I'm starting to gain weight again. And I'm feeling this lower back pain again. And I don't know what the heck is wrong. Like, I just don't know. Let's just hope for review. What? I need to get me some moderators. What the heck? People getting blocked because I can't. How do I block this? Yeah, time out because I don't got time. People about to get blocked forever. I can't. Why would you say that? No, I don't need a husband. I'm married. Pray for anyone in chat. Yes, please. Oh my lord. I think it's some kids in here too, y'all. So don't be too upset. But I'm not gonna sit here and be putting people in timeout all day. I don't got time for that. But what was I saying? I was talking about fast forward. Okay. So fast forward about 6 years later, I'm starting to feel that pain again. And it's like a lower back pain in my lower right side. And what's crazy is that around at this time, I started using a waist trainer. So waist trainers were getting really popular. And I was wearing a waist trainer because I want to cinch in my waist because I naturally have like a really boxy build. And I was like, I'm trying to have a small waist so I can look like I have hips and, aesthetic purposes and stuff like that. And I felt like it also, once I started wearing it, I felt like it helped me suppress my appetite. So I wouldn't eat so much because I definitely had a problem with overeating at that time. Okay. So I wasn't just doing it just because, oh, I want to be skinny, but I knew that I was literally overeating. I was eating too much. So it helped me with that. But what it did was it brought attention to something a problem I already had. So I ended up going to the doctors again. So when I went to the doctors, I actually have to give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Can I pause the live? No, I can't pause. I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta go. Give me 1 second. I wanna drop my own stuff. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm so sorry. I had to run out real quick. Okay, I'm back. So I got time for it. You said, how do I give you a wrench? I never done this before. Let me do it. Yeah, I'm doing it now. Okay. All right, I just gave you a wrench, so you should be able to do it now. I know another person here that I can, but I don't see her right now. Cammy, if you still here, let me know. I'll make you a moderator. But what was I saying? I'll be losing my train of thought. I got mommy brain sometimes, y'all. But yeah, so I started to notice that I was feeling that pain again, right? And what I did was I went back to the clinic again, y'all. I went to the same clinic. I probably should have went somewhere else. But I went to the same clinic, and I'm actually glad that I did because I was able to get matched with a doctor that kind of knew that I had a vitamin D deficiency. And she decided to go check other numbers too, which no one had ever did before. And she found out that if you know anything about kidney disease, you know that the EGFR number is the number one is the indicator in which you may have kidney disease. And number two, I had a high amount of creatine in my urine. So, or creatinine, I think I'm saying it wrong. And at first I thought, okay, maybe it's because of what I've been taking supplements. So around that time, not only was I like wearing a waist trainer, but I started taking supplements that had creatine in it. And if you know anything about fitness and bodybuilding and stuff like that, you know that creatine is one of the ways to build muscle, which is also a sort of protein. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm just taking these supplements and I need to stop. That's probably what it is. So my doctor at the time, she told me, okay, why don't you stop taking those? So because we don't really know what's happening, stop taking those and we'll go from there. So I stopped taking creatine. And at that time, I probably was taking other stuff I probably shouldn't have. I was drinking Red Bulls. I wasn't drinking enough water. I was drinking coffee, and I was just ripping up my body, thinking, oh, I'm young, all that stuff. Okay. Take care of your body. Okay. Don't be like me. Okay. But anyway, make a long story short, I end up getting referred to a kidney doctor. And this was very scary for me because I remember when I was young, it's crazy because I remember when I was young, I would get things like I feel like I'm telling too much of my business, but it's okay. It's like a testimony. I remember getting UTIs, and UTIs are not only from like things that like can happen to you over time, but it can be something that you already had dormant in your body. So after doing so much research and finding out more things, I had kidney disease for a extremely long time. I mean, like, I probably was a teen when I had kidney disease and I didn't know. I did not know. So, the reason why I bring this up to you is because the moment that I found out I was diagnosed, I got this book because I knew that my mom had had kidney disease. I knew that there was other people in my family that had kidney disease, but they never really told me anything about it. And I didn't have connections with them to be able to have that conversation. And my mom had just recently passed. So it's not like I could really find out any information. So I went straight for books because number one, I wanted to keep it private. I didn't feel ashamed, but it was like part of my privacy where I didn't really want to tell anybody, at least until I knew like I could have it under control, which basically is under control now. That's why I'm talking to you about it. But it was really scary for me. And I knew that like kidney disease you can end up in like end stage kidney disease where you'll have to do dialysis. And that was extremely scary to me because I'm like, I don't smoke, I don't drink. What the heck is the problem? Like, why is this happening to me? And I had to go back and look at my past. Okay, what have I been doing that could have contributed to this? Let's say I already had it when I was a teen. What could I have done that could have sped it up more? Things like not drinking enough water, not eating enough vegetables, not taking care of your body. Like when I had all that weight gain, in the beginning was from me breastfeeding and thinking I had to overeat and stuff like that. But like when it happened again, it really was because of things that I did to myself. It's because of how I was taking care of my body. I wasn't taking care of my body in a way where I wanted to be for longevity. I was just like in the moment, I'm trying to build some muscle. I want to look good, living life fast, working and not really caring about anything. And that's why I'm here because I really want y'all to not just take what I'm saying and use it, but I want to be that person where you can listen to me and know, okay, she's giving me this advice. Maybe I should start paying attention to my health. And you may not obviously have the same thing that I'm dealing with or had to deal with in the past, but this could be a wake up call for you. Like I really want you to take your health seriously. If you're seeing something or noticing signs in your body, do not ignore them. I think that was one of the things that I messed up with. Now, I'm glad that I caught it before it could have gotten worse. But you have to pay attention to your body. If your body gives you signals that something is wrong, don't just put it off as, okay, I'm just getting older or, oh, I'm just tired or Do not do that. Make sure you at least know your numbers, like the basic stuff. Get your urine tested. Make sure you're getting your yearly blood tests, where they can check those numbers. And if you notice anything, always bring it up to the practitioner. Even if they say, oh, you're fine. Oh, people always complain about that. Do not listen to them. Talk to somebody else, okay? Because they're not doing their job right anyway. Just move on, okay? Like I said, those, to me, maybe that's another form of being a victim, okay? Maybe in her life, that's what she was dealing with. But I was not playing the victim at all. I was literally a victim. I'm like, something's happening to me, and I'm here to you. I'm here with you. You're supposed to be the professional. You're supposed to help me. That's what you're getting paid to do. So when people do not want to help you in that moment, you need to see somebody else because you're important too. Don't let nobody tell you, you're fine. If you're not, you're not fine, you're not fine. Okay, go find out what's wrong. So, make a long story short, I got this book because I knew that it would have the keys that I need to help myself become more well. And I could tell you right now, I haven't even read this entire book yet. I think I read to like here. I'm almost done. But I have found so much information that just my kidney doctor couldn't even, I'm not going to say she couldn't tell me, but maybe she just didn't take the time out to tell me. But it's so much information in here. It makes you feel empowered, number one, but it also gives you the keys to be like, okay, this is what my numbers are, or I know what to do from here. This is easy. So once I was able to find out like where I am, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Like I've done so much self-development for myself mentally that like things like this, I'm like, this is just a step for me. It was a roadblock that I had to overcome by learning some more information. For me, this was just a lesson that life taught me. And it taught me to be more aware of what I'm putting into my body, how I'm taking care of it, what I have to do to care for it from here on. So that's how I look at it. And some people look at it like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Like, don't feel bad for me. I'm not a victim. I'm not. I'm completely fine. And I know how to take care of myself. I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do, and I'm good. Okay. If I really need your help, I got you. I'm gonna talk to y'all. I know who I can come to. So, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to share this book is because this book is life changing too. You may not need this book specifically, but if you feel that you may have some sort of symptom that you're not used to having, you can always find a book that's going to cover that topic. And whatever you find in that book, go get your numbers to either confirm it or to deny, okay, that's not what it is. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to go a different way. So that's why I'm going to share this one. So this was a really important book for me. Life changing. Okay. Life changing. Um, see, a lot of messages got deleted. Ooh, y'all talking, y'all saying stuff you're not supposed to say. I'm dying from kidney and liver plus respiratory due to old. Hmm. All I could do is laugh. She said, she said, are you playing the victim? Go to the beginning of the live and come back before you answer. That is true because we could spot them a mile away, okay? If you playing the victim, everybody in here knows. All right, so I'm gonna go over one more book because I'm supposed to be going to the gym, y'all. This live was not supposed to be this long, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. So I'm going to grab one more book and then that's it. Okay, one more because like I told you, I have a whole lot, and it's actually links in the description section. I brought it up earlier, but if you see any book in there that you think um, may help you propel yourself, or maybe you can learn something new, go and check them out in the description section. It covers a couple different topics. And also I remember earlier somebody saying that they don't like to read. Not everybody likes to put a book in front of them and try to read, even though there are so many benefits to reading. Okay. One of them is that you'll be able to concentrate better. So, which reading does help you with that, helps you expand your attention span, which a lot of people don't have, and that's why they don't like to read. So, if somehow you don't like to read, I have a playlist in the bottom of the description section. It's called Gist Books, GYST Books. It means get your ish together books. Okay. So basically, most of them are about either how to be a better parent or they're self-development books. So those are audio books that are free that you can listen to right here on YouTube. Okay. So if you don't like to read, but you still want to develop your your what would I say, your tenacity, if you want to just develop as a person, those books are going to help you a lot. So just go check out the playlist. You can start from there. And sometimes you may want to actually have the book in your hand where you can share it with other people. So start there and then maybe buy the paperback version. So you can do that. So the last book I'm going to go over is this one. Okay. Dang, I got so many I want to go over, but we're going to stop here. Okay. This is the last one. The last one is called I don't curse in my life, so I'm going to say Bad Habits. Okay. By Jen Sincero. Okay. So if you know anything about Jen, you know that Jen has 4 to 5 different books in this series. I started with the first one years ago, and it was just called You're a Bad Chick. I'm gonna just say you're a bad chick. You're a bad chick. Okay. You know what it says though. But it just says you're this, right? And I got that book because I did not feel like that. I didn't. I felt I had completely lost my confidence because I felt like I was just starting over again in life. And I'm like, I don't know where to go from here. Like, all I know is what I was taught at home. And I feel like that can't help me right now. Like, I need some tangible stuff. I need something that's going to help me get through my circumstances right now. I need something that's going to help me transform my mind so I can stop looking at things through a victim mindset. That's why I'm making this video. I needed something that was going to get me there without having to talk to somebody because I was too embarrassed to talk about my situation because I knew a lot of it I had put myself there. You know what I mean? So once you get to that point, you have to read. You have to read, whether even if it's religion. Let's say you need to read the Bible. Some people need to read the Bible to get out of where they are now. Some people need to read the Quran. Some people, everybody is different, but you need to be reading something to get you out of where you are, especially when you're in those dark times, because it's hard to talk to people. You don't want to express what you're going through because you can be embarrassed, and you don't want people to judge you. So books help you with that a lot, especially for people that are what they call introverts. If you're an introvert, you're probably already reading, but if you are not, you need to start reading. So for building confidence, I started with Lisa Nichols' book called I think it's called what is it called? I got a brain for it, y'all. It's called, I know it's called 9 Steps to Getting the Life That You Love, but it's called What Next or What Now? Dang it, I can't remember. But it's called 9 Steps. I just remember the Cliff Note version. It's called 9 Steps to Getting the Life That You Love. That book, oh my goodness, that book took me so far, but I knew that wasn't the end for me. I needed more. I needed more motivation. I needed somebody else to say something in a different way for me so it can click and so I can actually follow my dreams to get to where I wanted to be. So this was not this one specifically, but it's like a yellow book. It's called You're a Bad Chick. Okay. That book taught me so much. Okay. It really helped me build my confidence. And I knew that I wanted more. I wanted more from this author. So that's why I went and got this book. So she got You're a Bad Chick at Making Money. She got Bad Habits. And the reason why I brought up this book specifically is because in my last live, I don't know if they were trolling or not, but somebody told me that they had an addiction. Okay. And the addiction was pretty, like, it's like to some people laughable, but I just addictions in general can be hard for you to get over. Because I was addicted to things before. I'm not going to name them here, but I was addicted to things before, and I was able to get over them by reading books, by excuse me, by changing my mindset and changing the way that I looked at things, and also replacing. That's another way that you can change your bad habits. So I wish I had this book with me when that person asked me that. But in this book, it talks about how you can overcome bad habits. And one of the ways in which I actually forgot that I had learned that from this book when I said it in the last live, is that if you have a bad habit, you have to replace it with something else. So one of the things she talked about in this book is that, like, let's say you have a bad habit of smoking. Let's say you want to stop smoking cigarettes. Smoking cigarettes is a very bad habit. It has so many things. It's so many things that it can do to your body. It can actually kill you. So most people do want to stop smoking cigarettes, but it's very hard to stop. So one of the things she says is, like, for cigarette smokers, for most of them, I would say, is that after they eat, that's when they need a cigarette, right? So when they wake up, that's when they need a cigarette. When they feel stressed, they'll smoke a cigarette. When they go on break, they smoke a cigarette, stuff like that, right? So when that time comes, the way for you to break the habit is to put something else in its place. So I know when you are trying to quit cigarettes, if you go to the doctors or a practitioner or something like that, they'll tell you, I'll give you nicotine. And nicotine is like a gum that you chew. So instead of smoking, every time you feel like you want to smoke, you chew the gum. So maybe they know or they don't know, but that's one of the ways that she talks about in this book. So for me, what was my bad habit when I got this book? I'm trying to think what my bad habit was. Hey, don't give me the line, y'all. What was my bad habit? Oh, I can't even remember what the bad habit was. It was so long ago. But I know that in general, since I have this information, um, when I do have a habit that I need to overcome, that I need to change, I replace it with something else. That's what I do. So I just recently, I'm gonna give you something that's more up to date. One of the recent things that I did in order to get over a bad habit, my bad habit was caffeine. Okay. And I told you earlier in the live that I was addicted to Red Bulls. And I never told anybody that I was addicted to Red Bulls. Number one, because I don't know if I was like embarrassed to say it, or it didn't even really fathom to me that I was addicted. I just thought, oh, when it's time for me to go to the gym, I drink a Red Bull. Like if I feel tired, I drink a Red Bull. Like it happens so naturally that in that moment you don't even think like, girl, you are addicted. You need to stop. You're addicted to this. It's not that you just do it just because, it's a part of your routine. Like, you're actually addicted to it. So once I realized, oh shoot, like when I tried to not drink a Red Bull, I was like fiending for it. I said, oh shoot, I'm addicted. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Like, I'm addicted to this can of acid. Like, I don't even want to tell nobody that. Okay. So I told myself, okay, I'm not going to tell nobody that I'm addicted. I'm just going to try to replace the habit, because that's how I broke my bad habits before. That's how you do it. So instead of drinking a Red Bull, you know what I would do? I replaced it with something else that was less bad, I would say. Now, it's probably still not something I should be drinking, but it's not caffeine. Okay, it's not caffeine, because that caffeine and whatever else is in Red Bull it can really kill you. Okay, so I replaced it with something called Prime. So I know you've seen these in stores before. If you go to Wawa, if you go to any gas station, you know what a Prime is. A Prime is like a Gatorade, I would say, but it has like added B vitamins, and they pump it up with all these names and stuff. But basically, it's supposed to be like a hydration quencher, like a Gatorade, I would say. So I replaced my Red Bull with Prime. Do I still drink Primes? No, I don't. Okay. And the reason why I stopped drinking Primes, even though I wasn't addicted to it, I just was drinking them because I was trying to stop drinking Red Bulls, is because my kidney doctor told me to stop drinking them. And she told me to stop drinking them because drinks like that, like Gatorade and quenchers, they have a lot of salt in them. And that salt can actually make my kidney disease worse. So that's why I stopped drinking them. But it was easy for me to stop drinking primes because I'm already concerned about my health. So I don't, if anything gets in the way of my health is dead, I don't care about it anymore because I want to live here. I want to be in this body longer. And in order to be able to be here longer, I need to cut habits quick. So now if I catch myself even thinking that I'm addicted to something, I find a way to stop it because addictions to me are forms of something controlling you. And like I told you in the beginning of this video, I don't like anybody telling me what to do. I don't. And I think a lot of humans don't really want people to literally tell them what they can't do. And to me, an addiction is telling me I can't live life without this thing. And I don't want anything telling me that I can't, especially if it's hindering my health. So I just stopped drinking primes like it was nothing. I just got over it. But that was one of the ways I was able to get over my Red Bull addiction is because I replaced it with something else. And that is my top recommendation when it comes to addictions. Like not people normally don't come to me and say like Gwen, I'm addicted to such and such. How do I stop? Like people don't ask me that. But when I saw that in a comment section last time, it made me think, shoot, I have keys. Like I need to tell somebody this. This could be the thing that can help them get over that. So I'm hoping the advice I gave in the last video helped, but if you are watching this, this is a book that you should be reading. Read this book and I promise you, you'll be able to get over that addiction. But it takes this book, but it also takes your willpower and it takes you putting an effort to actually be able to get over it because the book can't do anything on its own. It still takes you to make the actions. So that's this book right here. And I also have this in the description section. If you didn't hear me earlier, all the books that I recommended, except one, I think, is in the description section. I'm an Amazon affiliate. So anything that you purchase in the description section that's from Amazon, I get like some coins from it, like some change, but it still matters. Every penny counts, right? So that's really it. That's all I have for this video. I cannot go over all these books. Maybe I'll make like a part 2 or something like that. I'm gonna look over your comments real quick. Thank you so much, Wagon Dragon, for helping me because I know people in here be just saying some crazy stuff. So thank you for being the moderator. I really do appreciate it. I never even thought I would get to the point where I need a moderator right now, but I guess it's bittersweet. I would say it's a gift and a curse at the same time. It's a good thing because people are noticing my channel and coming to see the message, but it's a bad thing because everybody don't have a positive mindset. So I'm feeling good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Crime is just as bad. See, produce junk exactly. So that's why I'm so glad I stopped drinking them. Somebody said, "Hello, teacher." Hello. I get mistaken for a teacher a lot, so I just thought to myself, why don't I just embody it? I might as well just be a teacher. I can't be a teacher in a school, but I could be a teacher here on YouTube. That works for me. It comes off easy. It's easy for me to do. You seem like a wise woman. Thank you. Women who love the pursuit of knowledge make good spouses and moms. Thank you so much. You know what though? I think I'm so humble. I don't consider myself wise yet. I feel like I have to be older to be wise. I think now at my age, I'm just giving advice, or I would say I'm sharing my experiences, and I hope that you're able to take something from it and it helps you in your life. So I don't consider myself wise yet, but that really is a compliment, and I really do appreciate that. I do. But I'm extremely humble. So if I am wise, I don't even know I'm wise yet. I don't. But thank you so much. I really hope that's something I really hope to be. Somebody says hustle hard. I'm trying. Thank you. You need to put in the subscribe mode. a sub and can only comment after 10 minutes. Hmm. Oh, okay. It's something I need to learn to do. This is like a learning curve for me. So it might take me a little bit of time. Okay. I can feel your positive energy. I am. I try not to show up as anything else other than that. I won't even, honestly, I won't even make a video if I don't feel like I'm in the right mindset to do so, because I know energy is transfer. And if I come here with an attitude, or I don't want to talk about what I'm talking about, I'm not even going to do it. So that's why also you won't see me make topics about stuff that everybody else is doing, because I really wanted to come from the heart. I really wanted to come from my mindset or my experience. If I do talk about anything, it's literally because I can relate to it. That's the only way I can do it. Yep. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate y'all spending all this time with me, because I was here forever. I think this is the longest live I've ever done. But I really appreciate y'all, just giving your time and your attention. And I really hope you take something away from this. I hope that by the end of this video, even if you are rewatching from the beginning, I hope that you can now spot a victim. Okay. You can spot when you may be playing the victim. You can catch it before it gets too bad. And also know that if you have any problems, there are answers out there. Don't ever feel like it's hopeless and you can't change your situation, because you can. And I always suggest starting with books. So I hope you got something from this video, and don't forget that balance is possible for every mom. Okay, it's possible. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Bye.